pools worth of teams has turned now into 4 finalists for the 2024 Locked-In High School Summer League. On this court, Bedford and North Canton Hoover, and on the other court is Lutheran West and Canton McKinley, the final teams remaining in this year's Summer League. 2 teams of the remaining 4 have already won a Summer League this decade, being North Canton Hoover Vikings back in 2021 and the undefeated back-to-back champ Lutheran West won it in 22 and 23. 2 teams looking to win their first ever, 2 teams looking for their second, or in Lutheran West case, 3 is Hoover, Bedford, and we are underway here at Warrensville Heights High School. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. Bedford and Hoover, both 7-1, entering into this ball game. Look to get going early with a date with Lutheran West or Canton McKinley on the docket if they are able to get a big victory. Wright has it top of the arc, and I pass it away to Pride. Pride, the Aurora transfer, looking to help Bedford get some silverware before the season begins in November. Deontay Williams down the ball, almost loses it, plays it on back to J.J. Hudson, the star man of the Bearcats. Hudson looking for some help, top of the arc, will take it to the left, drive to the lane and basket and sink it in the nylon. The Bearcats strike first blood in this afternoon's contest. I expect to see a physical battle today between 2 teams who desperately want to make it to the championship game here at Warrensville Heights High School. Hirschberger, the star man of Hoover, dishes it outside for a triple, and it's in on the far side. A nice bit of shooting for the Vikings, who now lead it 3-2. Hudson dishes it off, Pride, the mid-range jumper, bounced around, no good, rebound taken in by Wright off the glass. The triple in the corner, no good from Hudson. Tips out of play and will go to the Vikings. With a fast-paced start, both teams sinking a shot, 1 from 2 and 1 from 3. But I expect to see a lot of good basketball still down the stretch. Newell now has it for the Vikings, who made the triple on the last possession. Hirschberger, back to Newell. Back to Hirschberger, the sophomore, once again. Had an impressive freshman campaign for the Vikings last year. Hirschberger goes to the basket and is fouled in the process. So he'll go to the line for 2. But Hunter Hirschberger played in all 25 of Canton Hoover's games this past year, putting up 10.4 points per game, 2.2 rebounds, 0.6 assists, and 0.5 assists. He really impressed and is one of the top returners. Him, along with Zach Brownshire, the senior who is not here today, look to make impacts in the upcoming season. The first shot is good from Hirschberger. The second follows suit. So an early 5-2 lead for the Vikings. Bedford so far in the Summer League averaging 46.63 points per game while allowing 38. On the other hand, you have North Canton Hoover averaging 58 points per game while allowing 35. So a little more discrepancy between the values for Hoover, and that can really work in the Vikings' favor. A triple from downtown, rolls in and out from right, no good. Board taken in by Newell. So Hoover once again will get a stop, up by 3, and they can take their first 2-possession lead. The push off instead against Newell, and that will send it back to the Bearcats. It's 2 sophomores to the points. Newell averaged a 1.5 points last year. Already has double that courtesy of a triple to begin the game. A fast break now for Bedford. Powell, bounce pass inside, makes a man miss. The shot no good from Wright. Rebound inside from Wagner. And the Vikings get another stop. Nice pass up court. It's sophomore to sophomore as Hirschberger sinks the basket on the pass from Newell. It's now a 7-2 lead for Hoover. This is a fast-paced start the Vikings needed. They got here on the later side right around 5:50 with minimal warm-up time. They have really impressed thus far. Top of the arc it goes. Deontay Williams spinning inside, looking for help, passes it off back to Pollard from well downtown. Misses wide right, the tip from Collins. Finds Newell, played up to Hirschberger, and a nice block on the other end from Deontay Williams to reject the sophomore. Now here come the Bearcats to try and turn defense into offense. Damian Wright on the far side will pass it to the Warrensville logo where Hudson resides. Hudson against Newell. Goes top of the arc to Pride. Pride, the Aurora transfer, hands it off to Wright. Wright working to the right side, passes it off to Hudson. Puts it up, contested. He is fouled and misses the shot, so he'll go to the charity stripe for 2 shots. believe that is now the third combined foul. So maybe a little less fouls than we saw in the McKinley-Glenville game on Tuesday, but still similar physicality being shown. If Bedford wants to have any success today, it's going to have to go through Javion J.J. Hudson, who's at the line. Misses his first off the front of the iron. But Hudson last year, 16.3 points per game, 2.5 assists, 2.1 steals per game, first team All-LEL, and was the LEL MVP for football in 2023. His senior campaign upcoming for football and basketball could potentially increase his legacy at Bedford. It starts with a simple shot, which he makes. He splits his free throw attempts, makes it now a 4-point game in favor of Hoover. Newell will take it up in the corner. It goes. Hirschberger, top of the arc, plays it off the hand of McCann, who gets it. Newell being greeted. The triple from straight away from McCann. Bounce around, no good. Rebound off the iron from Powell. Here comes Bedford. How's the transition game work this time around? Powell goes coast to coast, puts it up. No good off the iron. Rebound taken in by McCann. Hoover will work quickly. Hirschberger taking it in, taking a step back. Hudson, the double team, along with his teammate, as it's snatched away by Neal. Here come the Bearcats quickly. The shot, bounce around, no good. Pry had a good look, gets the rebound, uncontested, rims it out once again. Unlucky from the Bearcats not to have an extra 2 points. The Vikings once again come up lucky. Now 6 minutes into the ball game. The Vikings still lead at 7-3 in the corner. Newell, another triple for him. He now has 6 for the Vikings, who break double digits. 10-3 Hoover, as they have come out firing on all cylinders. Hudson will work to get things going for the Bearcats. Top of the arc it goes to Pollard. Pollard pivoting on Wagner, trying to cross his way into the paint successfully. Either a foul or a travel, and the travel is given. He'll go in favor of the Vikings. The Vikings have definitely put the clamps on today against Bedford, as anything that has been taken inside has really not been successful. It's been Hudson's three, the only blemishes on the Viking defense today. And now a wide open man on the near side, McCann. The triple, it's in. Now a 10-point lead for the Vikings as a timeout is called for the Bearcats to try and regroup. But what an effort from Canton Hoover to get things underway. It's 13-3 as we step aside with 13:07 left to go in the first half. The Vikings firing on all cylinders. Hoover leading 13-3 as we're back on from the first stoppage. A Bedford timeout to talk things over as they trail by 10. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon of this 2024 Locked In High School Summer League semifinal game between the Bedford Bearcats and the Canton Hoover Vikings. Bedford will begin on offense out of the timeout. Hudson takes it inside the key. Will look for some help pivoting, and a pickpocket from McCann gives the ball back to the Vikings. And the opposite happens instead. Pollard takes it back for the Bearcats. Euros hands it on off, and a foul on the shot that will send Green to the line for two. This is a great opportunity for first-year coach Jermaine Gay, to get his philosophies instilled into this Bearcat team after Peter Priola, the longtime head coach of the Bearcats, stepped aside back in May to go and coach Beechwood. The first shot of the line from Green, wide left, no good. Hoover will make a plethora of changes. Clock continues to run, just around 12 minutes left to go in the first half. Hoover still up by double figures. Green goes back to the line. The junior looking to split his free throws. Short off the rim this time, misses both. Rebound goes to Hoover, who has been dominant off the iron and glass alike today. Oliver, his first touches, he's being double teamed immediately. Does a nice job to get rid of the ball, finds Drew Taylor. He spins out of the hit from Hudson, gets it on back to Oliver. Same thing will have to happen. Oliver has Neal in his face. Will kick it on off to Hirschberger. Hirschberger far side goes to Oliver. A correction, Polshin. Houlihan has it inside. Pivoting is Wagner. Foul called. And will go against Hoover. That will give the ball back to the Bearcats as they're in desperate need of a field goal to fall. J.J. Hudson will take it up the court on the far side for the Bearcats with 11:10 to go in the first. Hudson puts it off the glass and in. A nice finish from J.J. Hudson. Might spark some life into the Bearcats. And quickly, Hoover works to try and get those 2 points back. Played inside to Taylor. Loose ball in the paint. Jump ball called at the last second. And that will give it in favor of Bedford as they're starting to be injected with some life. And now at the last second, they're going to change the call and give it to Hoover. But nonetheless, Bedford starting to come alive. Hoover takes it off the inbound. Wagner. Far side, now it goes to Taylor in the corner right in front of the Bedford coach. Pass to Hirschberg on the near side. He has 4 already. Plays it centrally to Houlihan. Pivoting inside is Wagner. Wagner loses it, taken by Pollard. Here come the Bearcats. Bounce pass into Hudson, who's clobbered as he goes to the hardwood. That earns him a trip to the line. Physicality is the name of the game. Hoover will make a quick change, or correction, Bedford will make a quick change. A man with no jersey will check in. So J.J. Hudson goes to the line so far today, 1 for 2. Now 1 for 3. Free throws might be the deciding factor of this ball game. And actually, time is called by the official as the player who's trying to check in needs a jersey. So it looks like he cannot enter the ball game. Deontay Williams will check back into the ball game. So we'll potentially see the unnamed player check in for the Bearcats at another point, but this stoppage could prove costly to Bedford if they can't put some points on the board. Hudson's second attempt. Bounces out, no good. Maybe someone left early though. And someone did leave early, so Hudson's miss will give him another opportunity to work. Hudson needs to make this shot here. You're given a second life because of the line violation. You have to make the most of it. Hudson's second attempt. Finds an nylon. So that's 1 point Bedford maybe shouldn't have, but do because of the early lead. And now full court press. Hudson almost got it. Hirschberger being pressed immediately. Goes up court. Hoover working quickly, trying to beat the press. And they do. Taylor misses it just over the basket. Lolly pops it over. And now here come the Bearcats in transition. Hudson on the near side. Potentially has a 3 if he wants it. Plays it inside high to Pollard. Pollard pivoting, puts it up. And the and one falls for Terrell Pollard. Here come the Bearcats. It's a 5-0 run out of the timeout, and now Terrell Pollard has a chance to complete the three-point play. O'Leary will check in for Hoover, which will send Taylor to the sidelines. But that could prove to be a pivotal basket for the Bearcats. Pollard averaged just over 14 points and 11 rebounds last year for the Bearcats, so he's definitely one of their 2 stars returning. As he makes the and one, completes the three-point play, and an early whistle blows for some changes on the end of Bedford. But now it is a 6-0 run out of the timeout. It's a 4-point game with 8 minutes to go. The crowd is getting loud, and so are the benches. Pass out of bounds. It goes to Bedford. The momentum swing can be felt by everyone in the gymnasium as Bedford now, with a field goal, has a chance to make it a 1-possession game. Talk about resilience from the Bearcats. Hudson kicks it on out. Deontay Williams from downtown. Rolls around, no good. Chipped around. And a nice board taken in. O'Leary takes it in transition. The handoff to Wagner. He steps back, spinning in the paint. Plays it outside. It's a travel before the 3. That would have been good from Oliver. But in the end, it goes to Bedford. That is a costly travel from the Vikings. You need to keep your composure in this game. Around 7 to go in the first half. Still plenty of time to work with. But each little thing is going to matter, especially if you're playing against Canton McKinley or Lutheran West in the next game, as the winner of that game is most likely the favorite to win the whole summer league. Hudson in contention, plays it on in, an excellent pass, finds Pride, and the basket is sunk. It's a 2-point game, an 8-point swing. Hoover calls time to talk things over. Taryn Pride, the Aurora transfer, gets the game within 2 points as we step aside with 6:49 left to go in the first half. We have ourselves a ball game. Back on here at Warrensville Heights High School, Hoover on an 8-0 skid. Still lead at 13-11 over the Bedford Bearcats. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. Out of the NBA draft, we have news. Bronny James has officially been drafted to the Vikings. Not the Vikings, the Lakers. Purple team. Speaking of the Vikings, a three rims out on that attempt from Oliver. But nonetheless, Bronny James to the Lakers. Interesting to see how that pans out. Pollard bobbling into the paint, puts it up and blocked down by Wagner. A big block to keep it a lead for Hoover. In transition, is it an and one? Yes, it is. Hirschberger sinks the basket and will go to the line for the and one. That young man has plenty of talent, now has 6 points in the ball game. One of the leading scorers from last year. His efforts at 10.4 puts him only behind Zach Brownshire, the senior. But the young man has a chance to make an and one. Rims it out, no good. That, unfortunately, does not go in the way of the Vikings, but they'll take the 2 points as they lead it by 4 now. J.J. Hudson takes it inside. Maybe a travel, but a foul call beforehand. So that will send them to the baseline. Bedford nearing the bonus. 5 fouls, now 6 against Hoover, so the next one steps to the line. The hook from Pollard sinks. He now has 5. We're back to a 2-point game. The full court press, a push-off foul goes against Bedford on the other hand. But you have to appreciate this intensity from Bedford. Down by 10 early on in the game to bounce back and go on what now has become a 10-2 run against a very good team in Hoover. Nothing shy of impressive. The full court press continues. How do the Vikings beat it? They beat it by playing it up forward to their star man Hirschberger, and a travel is called. It goes the opposite way to Bedford, who now with a field goal can tie it, and a triple can take their first lead. What a swing that would be with 4:48 left to go in the first half. Hudson will take it up the court for the Bearcats. Already has 5 of their 13. What can the star do? Dribbles on the left side against Oliver. Pick being set, almost picked off on the pass intended for Neal. The shot no good. The rebound will go to Hoover as Hirschberger. He may be short, but goes up there and gets the rebound. And it goes the opposite way, tipped out of bounds against Pollard. And Hoover will make a bunch of changes. And at the same time, Bedford will sub in Joe Green. Some confusion here. Coach Gay trying to give instructions to Bedford. On the same hand, Coach Bluey of North Canton Hoover giving instructions to his team. It's the Vikings who lead by 2 with 4 to go in the first half. Noel hands it on off to Hirschberger. Hirschberger far side goes to McCann. McCann to the corner, goes to Hirschberger. The nice run inside to Hirschberger is sunk. Once again, the sophomore sensation finds some space underneath the basket. He now has 8, 6 of which come from the field. So we're back to a 2-possession game once again. Pollard in the corner, matched up against John Collins. Boxing him out, pass to the far side, tipped out of bounds. It goes out against Bedford as Hudson couldn't regain his composure after the tip. So Hoover, it looked like it was going to go out against them, but in the end, the deflection leads to another deflection, which leads to Hoover possession. Full court press once again. The double team beaten by Hoover. Taylor takes it up, gives it to the corner. McCann Plays it to Hirschberger on the near side. Goes top of the yard to Noel. Noel has Neal in his face. Will work to his right. Bounce pass to the corner. The triple launch from McCann. It's in! Brady McCann now has 6. It's a 7-point lead now for the Vikings with less than 3 to go in the first half. A big make for the Vikings, who needed another triple to fall. How do the Bearcats respond? Hudson has it top of the arc, has options to his left and right, now being double teamed. Gives it to the corner, Pollard the triple to match. Bounces out, no good. Rebound, Neal. Spins to his right, puts it up, no shot. It would have been good if it counted. Instead, it's a baseline foul. So that should be the 7th going against Hoover. So that might be enough to send him to the line, and it is. But Bedford would gladly have taken the 2 points and not the foul. But nonetheless, Roderick Neal, the sophomore, will go to the line for 2. Now around 2 minutes to go in the first half. Neal lining up for his first attempt. Sinks it. So that's Neal's first basket of the afternoon. Makes it now a 6-point ball game, 20-14 in favor of Hoover. Hoover has Collins along with Taylor nearest to the basket to attempt to rebound. It's Powell and Green for Bedford on the next line. The shot from Neal. Sinks it. Finds the nylon on each of them. Now a 5-point game with 90 seconds to go in the opening half. Noah will take it up, has Hudson in his face to greet him. The side pass finds an open man in the corner. Spin move taken here. Hirschberger goes inside, passes it on back to Taylor. Taylor spinning, travel, another travel goes against Hoover. It goes back to Bedford. This has been the narrative of the game. Hoover gets a 5-point lead, then travels and gives it back to Bedford. However, the game script also has resulted in Bedford not sinking their next basket. If they're able to sink a 2 or 3, that makes it a 1-possession game with exactly a minute to go in the first half. It would be a big time for them to get that momentum going. Last game, it was Canton McKinley versus Glenville in the opening game. We saw the quarterfinals. It was Glenville up by 4 at the half, but McKinley's momentum swung into the second half, a 24 swing. Hoover gets it off the inbound, a nice dive on the center of the court by Collins to get it. Is it over and back? We'll see the call given. It's going to go in favor of Hoover. They want it over and back. I see what they're trying to call, but the explanation for what I'm seeing is he dove for the ball. He never established himself with possession. If you dive from front court and go with the ball into the backcourt traveling with it, that is a legal play. The refs got the call right. Now here come Hoover. McCann has the top of the arc, being met aggressively. The triple launch on the far side. It's in! Hunter Hirschberger, his first triple of the ball game, makes it now a 23-15 ball game. Here comes Bedford with 40 seconds to go. No shot, and a charge, I believe they're going to call. And yes, it is. It goes against Pollard. So now this goes back to the first week of games we covered. Rhodes versus Lou West. Lou West, the slow start. And then at the end of the first half, made some momentum swing happen. And that's what ended up being the difference in the ball game. This is the exact same game script. It's an 8-point game now in favor of Hoover. I feel like this is the exact same game we saw of Lutheran West versus Rhodes. It's a similar game script, and now we have some confusion with 35 seconds left to go in the first half. After this, stay tuned for the championship game of the 2024 Locked-In High School Summer League, as the winner of this game takes on the winner of Lutheran West and Canton McKinley. Lutheran West looking to become the first 3-peat champions of the Locked-In Summer League and the first 3-time champions, as they're currently tied on 2 championships with Cleveland Central Catholic. Here comes Hoover with less than 30 seconds to go in the first half. Hirschberger in the corner, plays it top of the arc to Collins. Collins, the far side it goes. Runs being made all the way around, goes back to McCann. Hirschberger now takes it. Less than 18 seconds to go in the first half. 14 seconds now on the clock. Pass to O'Lear in the corner, it goes to McCann. McCann being met by number 1, the new substitute. Hoover goes up, and a nice block down by Pollard. It will stay with Hoover with 4.6 to go, but Terrell Pollard, I believe, his second block of the ball game. So here we go. 4.6 seconds on the clock, an 8-point game in favor of Hoover. How do they end the first half? Noel to inbound. A bounce pass, it's low to Collins. Bobbled around. Hirschberger at the horn. No good, tipped around. Hudson's attempt will not count as we go into the halftime break. Bedford trails at 23-15 after a couple momentum swings, but as of right now, it's all Hoover. Once again, stay tuned after this game for the 2024 Locked-In High School Summer League Championship game between the winner of this ball game and the winner of Lutheran West Canton McKinley. To stay updated on all the games we're covering, follow SmeeSports on Instagram and Twitter. To stay updated with all of the Locked-In events, follow Fun Games Live on Instagram and also download the app Fun Games Live. And finally, subscribe here to the SmeeSports YouTube channel and put on push notifications to be notified when I go live. My goal is to get up to 250 subscribers by the end of this calendar year. As well, this weekend, one of our biggest viewing weekends of the calendar year, the 2024 Explosive Fast Pitch Firework Frenzy. It's going to be an exciting day of games on Saturday. The schedule release will happen tomorrow morning. The graphic is made. Rosters are in the process of being achieved. That will be released on the SmeeSports Instagram and SmeeFest 2024 Twitter accounts in the morning. But with that, I'll step aside for halftime. It's 23-15 Vikings with a chance to go to the championship on the line. 20 minutes left to go in either Hoover or Bedford's Summer League campaign. One team goes home as a semifinalist. The other team goes on to the championship game as we're back underway here at Warrensville Heights High School for the second half. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee. The call for you this afternoon. Hoover started off well 13-3, but since then Bedford has started to get some momentum back. But after the game got close within 2 points, Hoover has made this game an 8-point ball game in favor of them, 23-15. In the corner, Pollard, who has 5, will take it inside. Pivoting, looking for some help, finds it in the form of Williams. Williams takes it to the glass, rejected, but gets his own rebound. Takes it in the corner for 3. It's in! Deontay Williams' first 3 points of the game come at a pivotal time out of the timeout. It's now a 5-point game. So how does Hoover respond? They still lead it by 5, but still plenty of work to do in this half if they want to make it to the championship game. Run made inside. Noel pivoting, plays it top of the arc to a wide open McCann. Missed shot, rebound taken in by Pride, the Aurora transfer. Played up, Pollard has it on the near side, tries the Euro, gets caught up in his own feet. Wagner takes it off the ground, played up forward to Hirschberger. Plays it in with a finger roll of dreams. Hunter Hirschberger, when the star man of Zach Brauncher has not been here, has stepped up big time for North Canton Hoover. 25-18, 8:30 to go left in regulation. The triple for Bedford. Bounces off back rim. Pride can't get the fall. Pollard gets the rebound, puts it off the glass. Cannot bank it in. Rebound by Collins. And Hoover will work from the backcourt once again. Noah will take it up on the near side for the Vikings. 8:15 left to go now in regulation. Williams on him. Bounce pass into Hirschberger. Hudson in his face. Works to his left. Step back. Hirschberger near side to Noel. The triple. Rims out, no good. Take it in by Pollard. Once again, here come the Bearcats. The bounce pass into Williams. Williams kicks it top of the arc to Hudson. Bang! A big triple for J.J. Hudson. Makes it a 4-point ball game. Hoover, here they come. Can they match the efforts? McCann, bounce pass to the logo to Connor Noel. He'll step back, Pride giving him some shade. Wagner, near side it goes to McCann. McCann goes top to Wagner. The mid-range J. Rims around, no good. Take it in on the rebound by Williams. Here comes Bedford. Williams crosses over left side. Will look to bounce pass. And a foul call. The 3 would not have been good. It's a push hold against, I believe they're going to get Wagner on it. Ball played into Bedford, but lose it. A nice steal there from Wagner. Here come the Vikings down the center of the court. Some help from behind. Hudson via Pollard gets the steal. It's a big defensive stop for the Bearcats, who are in need of some kind of spark. Another 3 for Hudson. Bang! Another big triple for J.J. Hudson. Makes it a 1-point game. The full court press still in effect for Bedford. How does Hoover respond? Here they come up the court. Wagner in the corner. The 3 from Oliver. No good. Bounce around. Rebound Hudson. Bedford plays it up court to Pride. Pride plays it on off of the handoff to Green. No good. Off the rim. Here comes Hoover in transition. Hirschberger fighting for it. Spins out of a hit and takes it. In the corner it goes. McCann for 3. Bounce around. No good. Rebound taken in by Joe Green. Things can settle down for a second. It's 25-24 in favor of Hoover, but Bedford has possession. Pride far side in front of the Bedford bench. Has Hirschberger in his face, works to the left side off a screen. Takes it inside, looking for help back. It bounces around, gets his own rebound. Hudson has it from well downtown. Will he attempt the heat check? Deep breath, pivot step, screen set by Pollard. Works to the left side, kicks it outside now to Williams. Williams in the paint, the floater. Bounces in! Bedford's first lead of the afternoon comes courtesy of Deontay Williams. A big basket, full court press still in effect. How does Bedford get it? It's up over and back, but Pollard takes it, goes off the glass, and it's in! Bedford swings momentum and leads it by 3. The Bearcats still show plenty of fight, full court press. Here comes Hoover. Played inside, McCann puts it up and in. He now has 8, makes it a 1-point game. Bedford, for the first time, has complete momentum and the lead to show for it with 15 minutes to go. Pollard will settle down on the far side. Hudson sets the screen, almost a steal from Noel, but spins out of it. Hudson fakes the triple, launches it. Bounce off the front of the rim, no good. Taken in by Hirschberger on the rebound. Hoover can now work with 14:50 on the clock. Handoff goes behind to Noel. Noel will facilitate and talk to his teammates. Hirschberger on the far side takes it. Will work off the screen. Hudson in his face, trying to get it. He dives, can't get it. Hirschberger launches the uncontested triple. Rims out, no good. Rebound, Joe Green. Hoover unlucky not to score, but Bedford gets the rebound, and here they come in transition. Pollard on the near side has fellow senior Hudson, makes a run to the basket, has Pride open, instead finds Deontay Williams, who has been a spark this half, pivots inside, the floater, and an and one, but does it go in? I think it just missed wide. Almost an and one. It looked from my angle like it was about just to glide in, but just barely missed. But that will send Deontay Williams, who has all 5 points in the second half, to the line. It's not about how you start, but how you finish. We saw a similar thing in the Canton game last time out. I believe it was, I forget the name of the player, but had 0 points. I believe it was Ed Webster. Had 0 points in the first half, turned it into 12 in the second half, and made a big impact in that game. Williams goes to the line, his first, it's in. Bedford can breathe for a brief moment, up by 2 as they make a change. Neal checks in for Pollard. Pollard, so far today, has 7 points, 2 of which this half. O'Neal will wait in the backcourt. The sophomore will be tasked to play some tough defense if this shot is missed from Williams. The sophomore second is in. He may be a youngster, but pressure seems to not faze him as all 7 of his points come this half. A double team. Timeout called by Hoover. Is there a double team? Travel called. I believe it's going to be. The double team forced to travel before the timeout was called and before he stepped out of play. Bedford's full court press has been nearly unbreakable. But what a swing this has been this half between 2 teams who had completely different outlooks going in. Bedford has already doubled their points tally of the game. Neal's 3, no good. Rebound, bobbles around and taken in by Green. Green goes up, but a hold. It'll send him to the baseline. A 15-4 run for Bedford this half, and I said it before going to break. This game reminds me a lot of the Glenville-McKinley game, which saw a 20-4 swing. We're very close to that in the same time slot just 2 days later. The Aurora transfer Pride looking inbound. High points it to Green. Green takes it in outside the arc, hands it off to Hudson. 6 points this half, both from downtown. Hudson goes left, on the line, looks for some help, steps on back, hands it off to Williams. Williams has 7. Hands it on off to Hudson, pivots, looking potentially for another shot. Instead, will dribble it on back to his bench. 11:39 left to go in regulation for the Bearcats, who lead it by 3. Working off a screen as Hudson in the corner, it goes to Pride. Pride, the mid-range, pivoting around, fakes it. Hudson takes it inside, kicks it away, and a steal. Hirschberger takes it. It's only Williams to beat. Euros puts it up off the glass, no good. Rebound, Neal spins and gets it. Will he retain possession? No, but it goes out of bounds and will go to Hoover. Coach Gay screaming, trying to get his players in the right mindset. Coming off 11-13 campaign, this would be huge for Bedford, who's 7-1 entering today in Summer League play to make an appearance in the championship game. Pollard will be summoned in for J.J. Hudson. I like the move. You're up by 3, rest your star. He needs to play the final 5 minutes of regulation. That is non-negotiable. He needs to be on the court as much as possible. Give him his rest now and get him back in the game as soon as possible. Hirschberger under the basket, plays it, a nice move and a nice finish from John Collins. Shares a name with an NBA star, so you'd hope he'd be able to finish, and he can. Maybe even better than John Collins can for the Utah Jazz. Deontay Williams in the corner will take it. Now it goes to Green. Green takes it inside the paint, puts it up on the hook. No good, rebound taken in by Collins. Here comes John Collins, high pass, picked off by Pollard. There's a reason he was one of the best players for Bedford as a DB this past year in football. The bobble, and a smack and a half from John Collins. Green in the paint will pass it on out to Williams. But what a heat check inside from John Collins with a heavy, hefty block. Pollard will reside with the ball, 9:50 to go in regulation. Has Wagner on him. Pollard drives to the glass. No good. Hirschberger gets the rebound with a foul called instead. So I believe that will send them to the line for two. And it will be two big shots for the Bearcats as Pollard goes back to the line. 1 for 1 today as his only trip to the line was earned courtesy of an and one. Coaching instructions being given to Green on the sideline. The first one hits left rim, no good. Hoover about to send Cole Oliver back onto the court. And that will send Wagner to the sidelines. It's a 1-point game, exactly 9 to go in regulation. It's a 30-29 ball game in favor of Bedford. We have fireworks in game number 1, and game number 2 should even be better. It has silverware on the line. The winner of the next game wins the 2024 Locked-In High School Summer League Championship. That's a big honor, as historically, if that shot is good, historically it means you will have a great season ahead. So that's going to be a big honor, whoever gets it. Oliver headed central against Hudson, who just checked back in. Hudson immediately gravitating towards the ball. Houlihan passes it away. In the corner it goes. Nice run inside. The stop there and a foul called as Houlihan tried getting rid of it. So far this half, 4 fouls have been called, all of which have gone against Hoover. I believe that'll be the first one to go against Bedford. Quick change made. Green will check out. 31-29. Bedford leads it with 7:55 to go in regulation. An inbound incoming. O'Lear plays it backcourt to Oliver. Oliver gets it up to Collins, or correction, Houlihan. Houlihan finds Oliver on the far side. It goes to O'Lear. Overlapping runs being made. Hirschberger trying to get open. Instead it goes to Cole Oliver. Cole Oliver at the volleyball line against Hudson. Will pass it on off to Hirschberger. Hirschberger to the corner. Nice run inside. Oliver being double teamed. Needs to get rid of it to avoid a 3-second, but instead is fouled before the 3-second timer can reach. Here to go against Hudson. So once again, an inbound incoming from Hoover on the baseline. Bedford's only loss came in a 42-36 contest against McKinley. CCC, the only team to take down Hoover, 60-58. A very similar game scripts for both losses for both teams. Taking inside is O'Lear to the corner. It goes. Houlihan, top of the arc. Hirschberger spinning around the pressure from Neal. Kicks it out back. A travel called. Yet another one goes against the Viking as Bedford will take the ball right back. Another big travel. You need to keep your composure in this kind of scenario. It's a close game. It's a one-possession game. Every shot, every foul will matter in the end. Hudson has it back. 6.5 to go in regulation. Time right now, 6:50. Championship game around 7 o'clock will start. Hudson goes to the basket, clobbered, misses his shot, but he'll go to the line for 2. Hudson had 5 points in the first half, has 6 so far this half, now with 11 points. Can he get up to 12 and 13? Right now the magic number is get to 40. Bedford currently 9 away. We'll make it now 8 as Hudson gets the lucky bounce. But Hoover 11 points away from the magic number of 40. 40 should be more than enough to win this game given the game script. It was 23-15 at the half in favor of Hoover. Now it's 32-29 in favor of Bedford. Hudson missed the second off front iron, no good. So he now has 12 points. It's still a one-possession game. How does Hoover reply? A 3 would tie the ball game back up at 32. Oliver, good ball movement outside. Hirschberger near the Hoover bench, looking for some help. Hands it on off to Collins, back to Hirschberger. Hirschberger to Oliver on the overlapping run. Now near side, Houlihan. Chuck cross to Hirschberger from well downtown. Airballs it. Can it be kept in play? Bedford keeps it in play. Bounces around. It goes to Hoover. Clobber on the shot is O'Lear, and he earns himself a trip to the line. Maybe that's one if you're Bedford, you let go out of play and you take possession. I get the idea of trying to keep it in play to try and mess up Hoover, but you cannot give up the foul then on the ensuing shot. You have to keep it clean given the game script. The first from O'Lear. Off the front of the rim, no good. It's a big shot upcoming. Caden O'Lear, his second. Maybe a Bedford player left early. It doesn't matter as he sinks it. We're back to a 2-point game, 32-30 with 4:15 left to go in regulation. Hudson will take it inside. Clobber puts up a shot and makes it. What a basket from J.J. Hudson. How in the world did he manage to find the nylon? That is Harlem Globetrotters-esque. And now a steal for Hudson in transition. Puts it up. And an one for J.J. Hudson. He has just turned in to a prime version of LeBron. 4 points in 10 seconds. I don't know which one's more impressive. The impressive fadeaway or the and one. J.J. Hudson is definitely locked in. It was somewhat of a quiet crowd. It's not quiet anymore. Hoover will have to make some changes. It's a 6-point game with 3:25 to go, but J.J. Hudson may have just put this game on ice. 11 points this half, 5 last half. He has 16 of the 36 for Bedford. Can he convert the and one? The deep breath from Hudson. Sinks it. 17 points from Hudson. 5 in a row in the span of around 20 seconds. It's now a 7-point ball game with 3 to go. Full press against Hoover. Can they get it up? Yes, they can. Wagner will pivot, play it on back. It might be Chuck time for them. They need to work some good shots and quickly. Houlihan plays it out of bounds. Will it stay with Hoover? It's a big call. Yes, it will. If Hoover doesn't score here, it might be wraps, ladies and gentlemen. Hoover needs a basket, and they need it now. Outside to Hirschberger. Only 2 points this half from him. Takes it inside, puts it up. He is clobbered, and he'll go to the line. The clock continues to run. 2:15 and counting. 7 points need to be made up by Hoover. 37-30. And a timeout called by Canton Hoover with 2:08 left to go in regulation. We have ourselves a hardwood classic at Warrensville Heights High School. Hoover, trailing 37-30 to Bedford, was up by 8 at the half. A 15-point swing in the second half has the Bearcats in prime position to make it to the championship game to take on either Lutheran West or Canton McKinley, most likely Lutheran West in that game. But we've had a great first game of the day, but stay tuned for that championship game. The link is separate from this game. It's on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. To stay updated on all the games I'm covering, follow SmeeSports on Instagram and then on Twitter. Follow SmeeFest 2024. Got to give respect to the buzzer there, as it may be a loud buzzer, but it's a nice gym, so we'll definitely respect the buzzer. To stay updated on all the Fun Game Live activities, follow Fun Games Live on Instagram, and as well, download the Fun Games Live app. And finally, subscribe here to the SmeeSports YouTube channel and put out push notifications to be notified when I go live. My goal is to get to 250 subscribers by the end of this calendar year. This weekend, we have a bunch of games for Explosive Fast Pitch on the channel. The schedule will be released at a later date, meaning tomorrow morning. First shot is good from Hirschberger. Clock will run after this shot. It's a 37-31 ball game. I believe Hoover still has 2 timeouts remaining in their back pocket. I believe actually, no, they don't. They have 1. Second one is made. Will the clock run? The clock is still yet to run. Now it runs at 2:07. The 5-point ball game. Here come the Bearcats. Hudson puts it up and in. If he hadn't put the game on ice already, I believe he just did. J.J. Hudson is a star. And a foul called there against Prince, trying to get a piece of it. or Pride, correction. Clock stops with $1:50 left to go. That will be, I believe, the 5th against the Bearcats. And given the game script, you don't want to give up too many more. It'll be a pull the hand to inbound. Plays it on in, the give and go, the 3. Off iron, no good, the putback is in. Nice job there from Connor Newell, who now has 8 to put it in. The 5-point game, full court press now from Hoover. 90 seconds left to go in regulation. What can the Bearcats do? Play it inside to Neal. Neal pivots, and a travel call against Roderick Neal. It goes the opposite direction. Hoover needs a basket on this possession to keep it close. It's a 5-point game. Clock runs. 90 seconds left to go in regulation. We have a hardwood classic still on our hands. Houlihan plays it top of the arc. Hirschberger looking for help. Pass it to the right side. McCann near side. Noel takes it in. Puts it up. Blocked down by Pollard. Loose ball taken in by Neal. It goes to Bedford. What a big block by Terrell Pollard. $1:12 on the clock, and that block might be enough. And the foul called at the end, so that will send Bedford to the line. It's a 5-point ball game, and now here comes Roderick Neal to the line. Let's see what he can do. Has 2 points, 2 for 2 on the day from the line, but these 2 shots matter even more than the other ones did. Getting really quiet here in the gym. All eyes on the sophomore Neal. His first. Off the front of the iron, no good. So Pollard, the senior, will give some wisdom to the sophomore. A change incoming for Hoover. In comes John Collins, who's had a couple blocks and a couple of points so far today. 1:12 on the clock. Clock starts upon the shot. Neal really needs to sink this shot. Hoover has been potent from outside the arc, but still hasn't made one since the first half. Neal's second. Bounces in. Lady Luck is on his side. He now has 3, but a very important 3. Now 70 seconds left to go. Here comes Noel up the court. The sophomore passes it off to Hirschberger. Hirschberger, top of the arc, has Hudson in his face. Can Hudson get one last defensive stop? Hirschberger, double team, he loses it. Pride gets it, a foul called at the death with 57 seconds to go. So that will be the 6th one against Bedford. I believe they still have one more in their back pocket before it results in free throws. It's a 6-point game. Hirschberger would not be surprised to see him get involved on this attempt. He's on the far side. It will be Wagner, the junior, to inbound. Goes back court. Newell will take it up. 56 seconds and counting left to go in regulation. Bedford up by 6. Newell hands it on back to Wagner. Wagner takes it inside the paint, puts it down on the pass. A loose ball taken up the court by Williams. Here come the Bearcats, the Euro, and off the glass and in for Deontay Williams. He gave them the lead and now gives them an 8-point advantage with 35 to go. Taking inside, a corner 3 for Wagner. It's in! Timeout Hoover with a big 3 from Gage Wagner. His first 3 points of the game makes it now a 42-37 ball game. Hoover might be down, but not going out without a fight. 29.9 seconds left to go in regulation. Do not have confirmation of a final score from the Lou West Canton McKinley game. Believe that one almost done. It should be almost done at this point. We're going to check the app and see if we have a final score. We do not. The final score of that game will depend a lot on the kind of game we see. If Canton McKinley pulls off the upset, we're going to see a physical battle. We saw Reed Sims get in a lot of, I don't want to say trouble. That's the wrong word to use. A lot of physical battle, a lot of back and forth with a couple of Glenville players, namely, I checked my old rosters here, if I can actually find the Glenville roster. I believe it's Arnell, I believe it was. Arvell Nelson Jr. had a couple of back and forths with him. If McKinley wins, it's going to be physical. If Lou West wins, it's going to be a technical battle. We saw J.J. Hudson play technical, but Lou West with Coach Duke, one of the most technical teams in the area. Heave-ho up court to Williams. He keeps it in play and puts it off the glass and in! The Bedford fans erupt and cheer. Another big basket for Deontay Williams. He gets it back and a foul called. We are getting a great finish here. Right now it's 7:02. The championship game should have started 2 minutes ago, but I think everyone in the building is willing to wait and see this classic finish. So Hoover will go to the line. They trail 44-37 with 23 seconds left to go in regulation. A couple big shots here for Connor Newell, who has 8, now 9. Now a 6-point ball game. Is it the mind game of the miss and rebound, or do you take the guaranteed point? The sophomore rolls around, no good, bounces back, and they get the rebound. Kicked out, Hirschberger from well downtown. No good, rebound by Bedford. Neal gets in and gets it. The route from behind from O'Leary fouls him with 15.3 to go. A big rebound from the sophomore, Roderick Neal. He's 3 for 4 from the line and will have a chance to make 2 more big shots to officially put the game on ice. You don't really talk about the rebounds at the end of the day, but that is a rebound that you will talk about for a while. What does Roderick Neal have in store? The first. Bounces around, no good. 6-point lead for Bedford with 13 seconds to go. Everyone will be fighting for this next rebound. If Bedford gets it, it's all but over. Neal, the sophomore. Nylon. A big make for him, 45-39. It's desperation time for the Vikings. 10 seconds left to go in regulation. Here comes Noel to the glass. No good, rebound by Bedford. Hoover will let the clock run out. Played up court to Hudson. Bedford advances to the 2024 Lockton High School Summer League Championship game, beating North Canton Hoover 45-38. What an effort in this second half from the Bearcats, who only put up 15 in the first half to turn around and put up 38 total to win the game. Just a great game from start to finish. Your player of the game, it has to go to J.J. Hudson. Had 5 points in the first half, but let's tally that second half. 3, 6, 7, 9, 11, 12, 14 in the second half alone. Give him 19 points in this ball game. Bedford, well deserving of a victory, and takes down North Canton Hoover, who won it in 2021. We'll be back on in a couple minutes to see who ended up winning the Lou West Canton McKinley game. We got shot by David over here. Who won the McKinley game? McKinley won? So, ladies and gentlemen, based on this information here, McKinley won the game over Lou West, which I believe will be the first ever time Lutheran West lost a game in the Lockton High School Summer League. So, if that's right, we're going to hear Bedford versus McKinley. Up next, Reed Sims and J.J. Hudson. It's going to be a physical battle up next. To stay updated on all the games I'm covering, follow SmeeSports on Instagram and Twitter. To stay up to date on all the Fun Games Live promotions, camps, showcases, follow Fun Games Live over on Instagram, and also download the Fun Games Live app, and finally subscribe here to the SmeeSports YouTube channel and enable push notifications to be notified when I go live. My goal is to get up to 250 subscribers by the end of this calendar year. It's going to be an exciting weekend as well in North Ridgeville at Victory Park, as I have a couple of games to broadcast for the 2024 Explosive Fast Pitch Firework Frenzy. Both that'll do it from the semifinals game. Bedford McKinley up next. The winner takes home the 2024 Lockton High School Summer League Championship Trophy. It's going to be a great game. I've been Nathan Smee. Hopefully we'll see you over in a minute. But if not, have a good day, everyone.